What is up, my dudes? Welcome back to Storytime with your favorite Reddit fairy. My name is Lorna, and today we're getting into the 24th episode of r/Choosing Beggars. So without further ado, sit back, relax, and let's get right into it. Client asks for help even after giving the project to someone else. Posted by user brown_cow69. So I've been working for this client for over 1 year. It's a solar project, which takes long usually. Been helping him acquire loans for the solar project, 150,000 euros, making technical reports for him to give it to the bank for loans, etc. The whole time, I didn't ask for a single penny because I trusted him that once the loan approves, he will pay. We had already decided the cost of the project. Now after 1 year, after getting him a cheap loan, he calls me and tells me there's another company offering him the same project for a little cheaper price. Well, of course, because they don't have to run for loans now. I told him calmly to not do this and that even I can go for that cheap price, but the quality won't be the same. But he insisted I give the same project for a cheaper price. Of course, I said I can't reduce the price given how much work I already put in. Well, today he calls me and tells me he gave the project to the other company, and he wants me to come and explain the technical report to the other company because I made it, and they gave it to the bank, and the bank will check after the project is complete whether everything is as per the report. And he won't even pay for that because somehow I cheated him by giving him just a little higher price. Clearly he had to do more work, so obviously he can justify that price. Oh my god. This was a friend? No, it's a client. Okay, so that's a little better. Well, not really. I mean, it's not better, but it would be a lot worse if it was a friend doing this to him. But people just don't understand. You're paying for someone's time as well, not just, ugh. You agree on something, you pay it. That's all I'm saying. People are jerks. I don't know if he's I guess he is a choosing beggar because he didn't have the money to start with. So, yeah, he's definitely a choosing beggar. So, what is up, my dudes? How was your weekend? I went and visited my family this weekend, so I didn't end up posting any videos like I said I might, but yeah, I don't know. It's just nice to have a couple days to relax, I guess. It was, and I had a nice little drive, and it was good. And yeah, let me know in the comments, what did you guys do this weekend? And before I get to the next video, just wanted to remind you to like, comment, share the video, all that fun stuff. Turn on notifications so you know when, I post new videos. And with that said, let's get to the next story. Choosing beggar buys over $200 in groceries. Asks stranger to pay for it at checkout. Posted by user SoBreezy74. This was told to us by a stranger who happens to be a friend of my mom's from high school. Let's call stranger Ted. Ted is in the line in the supermarket behind Choosing Beggar waiting for his turn. Choosing Beggar has a full, large cart with imported items. We aren't in the US. And her total comes to a little over $200, so she goes into her wallet and is shocked she didn't have enough cash on her. The logical thing would be to either cancel the transaction or get only what you can afford, then proceed to do the walk of shame. Choosing Beggar looks over at Ted and goes, in English, "This is really embarrassing, but could you help me out? We can discuss the paying you back when you finish checking out." Now, Ted recognized Choosing Beggar as an old classmate's ex-wife. She was known to be very mentally unstable, and though he would like to help, he refuses. Choosing Beggar goes on a rant how he was so selfish not to help a lady in need, and that he should be ashamed, and threw in a, "You have no idea who I am," in which Ted replied, "I know exactly who you are, Choosing Beggar. Tell me, what lunatic fills their cart up at a supermarket without knowing how much money is in their wallet and has the gall to ask a stranger to pay for their $200 tab?" Choosing Beggar continues to make a fuss to the point she is dragged out of the supermarket and even asks security, "Do I still get to keep my groceries? They're already scanned." TLDR, Choosing Beggar buys groceries but can't afford them. Gets kicked out of the market but still wanted her groceries. I think the title should be a little different because she didn't actually buy the groceries yet. She loaded them in her cart. So anyway, whatever, Lorna. That's irrelevant. You're just nitpicking now. But yeah, they have a very valid point. So like, why would you go to the supermarket and fill up your cart not knowing how much money you have? Like, I'm pretty sure she knew what game she was playing. She was playing a game. She knows it. The balls on this lady. Posted by user dnote147. I shop frequently at my local Walmart supercenter in my hometown. We have 2 Walmarts where I live, but I'll usually go to the one close to my work if I'm pressed for time. We used to have a major issue with panhandlers begging for money off the shoppers in the parking lot, and even after they had made it illegal for panhandlers to beg for money in the store parking lots, it's still an ongoing thing. For me, I have no issue with giving what I can if the person is sincere and honest. However, if I give someone who is in need money after they told me they needed to get a bus pass, and then I see them again a couple of weeks later asking for money, yeah, that's a no from me, dog. One day, after I had finished my grocery shopping, I loaded my stuff into my car and was about to back out of the parking lot when a woman stops me. I thought to myself, "Ah, shit, here we go again," as I put my car in park and rolled down my window. She didn't look too well off, but she also didn't look homeless either. I already knew what was coming, but wasn't in a big rush, so I decided to humor her. Choosing Beggar. "Excuse me, miss, but is there any way you could spare me some money for food? I haven't eaten in days." I have this thing I do where if the person specifies what they need the money for, i.e. food, gas, medicine, etc., then I'll offer to buy them that thing, just to see if they're being genuine. Because despite my hospitality towards panhandlers, I still want to try and help them. Me. "Sure thing, ma'am. Tell you what, I just finished my own shopping. Why don't you come with me inside Walmart and I'll get you something hot to eat from the deli?" I was being genuine when I said this, but I also had a hunch that she wanted the money for something other than food. Sure enough, I was right. In comes the backpedaling and excuses. Choosing Beggar. Oh, well, it's kind of packed in there, and I don't want to keep you waiting, and I know the food in the deli is pretty expensive. Yada, yada, yada. Me. "Well, I'm sorry, ma'am, but I don't have any cash on me," which was true. I really didn't have any cash on me at that time, and even if I did, I wasn't about to tell her. Then she said it. She looks over her shoulder, points to a nearby City National Bank ATM, and says, "Well, there's an ATM right over there." I was triggered. The nerve. The absolute, unadulterated nerve of this cow to ask a total stranger who had offered to buy you food to go to an ATM that wasn't even my bank's ATM to take out money for you? As if that weren't enough, the ATM in question was inside of this plexiglass cubicle, so if I had agreed to her suggestion, who's to say she didn't have a gun or a knife on her and she would have cornered me inside of this glass cubicle? I didn't say a word to her as I rolled up my window and gunned it out of there, very peeved. On the bright side, at least my favorite brand of cereal was on sale. I hope it was like Count Chocula or something. Oh, I love Count Chocula. I haven't had Count Chocula in years. I don't think you can even get it here anymore. Maybe I'm wrong. I could be wrong. I could be totally wrong, but I don't think I've seen it in a while. Count Chocula or I like Corn Pops, and I like Honey Bunches of Oats, but maybe that's just because I'm getting old. I don't know. Oh no. But yeah, I'd be pretty triggered too if she turned down food and instead pointed to an ATM. Like, right there, she didn't want money for food. She was trying to play and tug on your heartstrings to try to get you to cough up that sweet, sweet dough so she could snort it up her nose or something, I'm sure. I don't know. But again, I saw a video on YouTube the other day. They were doing an experiment with a woman with a baby on the street asking for money, and then just some rich trust fund baby asking for money because she wants to go on a trip to Bora Bora or some shit like that. And more people, it might have been staged. And it probably was staged. But what I saw, more people were giving the trust fund baby all the money instead of the mother with the baby. But again, probably staged. So how do we really know what we know anymore? We don't. We just discuss civilly, like civilized people, my dudes. This is terrible service. I want to see your boss. Sir, this is a face painting station at a kids' carnival. Hosted by user kumquat_cutie. Okay, I have literally no idea what subreddit this even belongs in, so I'm sorry, but I've been wanting to post this story for so long. But I figured r/ChoosingBeggars is the closest subreddit that could fit this. And who knows, maybe it does fit. So here we go. At my old community college, there was an event every year called Festival of Tales, and it was a free reading-themed carnival for kids. Games, prizes, story times, face painting, food, you know the usual. A class I was in made us work a few booths at the carnival for credit. My friend was working the face painting booth, and I was doing the story time circle. I just read stories to kids. Well, we have something in common, my dude. I mean, I don't think I read to kids, though. I mean, I hope I don't, because that would be bad. I was done with my shift, and my friend at the face painting booth called me over because she had so many kids' faces to paint, and I guess her partner left, and it was just her. She asked me if I could help her, and I said of course. But I had to leave soon because I had to go to my cousin's wedding, but I'd stay for a bit and help. I'm a graphic design artist, and not to pat myself on the back, but I'm pretty good at what I do. But what these kids were requesting were extremely detailed and hard pieces in such a short amount of time. This one little girl requested I paint a unicorn kitty with wings flying through a rainbow cloud. And of course, when I was almost done painting that, she rubbed her hand across her face and ruined it. The line for the face painting booth wrapped all the way around inside the building and continued outside the door. I guess the reason why it was so popular is because it was free. I had some parents come up to me and complain that the line was too long. I didn't really know how to respond to them since this is a free kids event and there's no management involved whatsoever. We weren't even getting paid for this. This one dad kept complaining about how long the line was, even though his family was only second in line. He then came up to me while I was painting some kid's face and said, "This is terrible service. I want to see your boss." I told him there is no higher up. This is a free event and we are all volunteers. There is nothing I could do. He then accused me of lying. Dude, there's literally no one here to help you. You're not even paying for this activity. Even if there was someone here in charge, all they could do is say sorry for a long line for free activity. I then told myself, fuck this, I'm not even getting paid. Finished up the kid I was working on, said goodbye to my friend, and got up to leave. Dude then believed me when I was leaving and tried to apologize as I was walking away. Take it up with corporate, buddy. Edit. I forgot to add that the reason why I couldn't stay for long was because it was my cousin's wedding that day, but I decided to help her out for a bit because she was desperate. He probably edited it to add that later because we did read that in there, but yeah, that's what I would do too. I'd be like, oh, what? Oh, sorry, it's too slow? Well, wouldn't that just suck if one of us left and made it twice as slow? Oh, that's funny. I want a unicorn kitty in a cloud on my face. Who can do that? Let me know. I want to hear. Anybody have any unique skills, like super unique skills? Let me know in the comment. Like, I don't care if you can stand on your head. Let me know. I want to know. That's cool. Bride tries to force friend to do photography for her wedding. Insists that he pays her for the privilege. Posted by user Fin34. You pay us $50 and then start taking photos that you can sell at the wedding to people who want them. That way we can use the money for the wedding and you still might get paid. I said no, obviously, but nicely. She was very upset with this and started to cry when I said I'd do the wedding for just $50, which is way below my rate. She started with the Bridezilla anger stuff, which I had to deflect for an hour until she called me a bad friend and said she'd do the same for me. Eventually, she left in a huff. I just shrugged it off. Then I started getting phone calls and messages in the following weeks from mutual friends and even her family, who I've never met. Soon, I'm getting messages from people saying I'm selfish and that I'm ruining my best friend's wedding. They overestimate our friendship, and even that I should be ashamed for leaving a friend out in the cold. So I said I'd do it for free, because why not? Free booze. That wasn't good enough. She was insistent I pay her. Phone calls and messages persisted, getting all scorched earth. Several dozen calls in the same day and several hundred texts. We would get a stop-in at least once per day, which became increasingly threatening. It was turning into a shit show, so I finally just told her I'd do it and pay her on the wedding day. I never had intention of showing up at this point, because they just wouldn't fuck off no matter how many times I told them to. This was about 3 weeks before from the wedding. So this is like some pro-revenge shit too. That's like, that you want to see, you think she's a bridezilla now? Wait till her wedding day when she has no photographer. That the most important day of their life, that's supposed to be all about the bride, and she's not going to have any pictures except for probably some shitty, like, maybe not so shitty. Cell phone cameras have gotten a lot better since I've been to a wedding. But yeah, that's pretty fucked, and bravo for you, because they clearly deserve that. All right, my dudes, this is going to be the last story of the day. I had a little bit of thinking going on in this little head of mine over the weekend and decided I think I'm going to cut it down from 8 stories to 6. Just because I was looking at my analytics and it doesn't look like a lot of people stick around for the full amount of the video. So I'm just going to cut it down a little bit just to make it easier on you guys. And I guess it makes it a little easier on me too for editing. It shortens my editing time by a little bit, but we'll see how it goes. I might expand again in the future to 8, but we'll see. So without further ado, this last story blew up. It's got 31.3 thousand upvotes, and it's actually called The Cops on Me, posted by user TGOTR. I do freelance IT work for people, and that oftentimes requires building a computer. I get a message from someone at the time I thought was a friend asking me to build a computer for him. I help him pick out the parts. It came out to a couple thousand. Told him he could pay up front or he could pay in installments and got the computer when he was done. We have a verbal contract that he was going to pay up, so I put the machine on a credit card, knowing he'd pay. I'd pay off the card and I'd pocket the extra I charged for labor and time. A week later, it's set up and he is refusing to pay, saying that since I am not a legit business because I don't have a brick and mortar location, I'm not a real business, so he doesn't have to pay. I tell him it's waiting for him to pay. If not, I'd sell it to someone else. A couple of hours later, police cars show up and they intend to arrest me for stolen property. I explained the situation, sat them down, and showed them my chat logs with the customer while I offered them coffee. Apparently, he was cited for misuse of 911. I ended up parting out the system to recoup the costs. What? And he was a friend at the time. Dude, my dude. Oh my God. Oh my God. What just happened? What? how did he think he was gonna get away with this is my question. Like, he doesn't have any of the receipts because OP bought all the stuff on his credit card. How did he think he was gonna get away with this? I don't know. My mind is blown. I don't know what to say about this one. This is crazy. All right, my dudes, that is all I've got for you today. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to hit that like button, share, subscribe, comment, and hit that bell notification to be notified of future videos. And my dudes, let me know in the comments, what did you do this weekend? I want to know. Let me know your unique skills. I want to know that too. I think in the next video, I'm going to start featuring some comments. So get them in here and yeah, I'll get them in a couple of videos. And as always, the links to these stories will be in the description, so head on over to Reddit and show those posters some love with some upvotes because you know they deserve it. And don't forget to submit your stories, my dudes. And with that said, I hope you all have a fabulous day.